Hello, my name is Kerryath, and today we have got, well, the first lot of reveals from the Vigilus Open Day. And, well, there's a couple of things that are interesting. First of all, the Dreadnought theory as to that, like, Ultramarines video that was put out, the little teaser thing that Games Workshop did yesterday. Not a Dreadnought, or at least it doesn't look like it's a Dreadnought at the moment. It is, in fact, Marneus Calgar, but in Primaris form, not as a Dreadnought. See, my theory was all the stuff about death and duty after death and death duty, all that stuff. Pretty obviously going to be a brand new type of Dreadnought, maybe a Lieutenant Dreadnought, obviously. No, it's Calgar with his third model ever, and he is now a Primaris guy. And as you can see from the picture, holy shit, the guy he's massive. He's still got the two power fists. He's still got the gauntlets of Ultramar, I believe they're called, and he looks pretty damn good, to be honest. Whether or not you like Primaris, I think that's quite a good looking model. I think that is a nice looking model. And much though Calgar dying would have been fun, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking you can do all sorts of fun things with that thing, so I quite like it. It looks quite good. There's a lot of very good nods to his old model, but it does look way better. Way better. It just looks beefier, meatier, more threatening, which is exactly what you want from a guy with two massive power fists, isn't it? So yeah, there is a new version of Marneus Calgar in Primaris form. Not only that, but it would appear there are some Primaris bodyguards to go along with him, like 2 Honour Guard, with storm shields and power swords, which I like. The addition of that, I like the potential of that. That kind of indicates to me that maybe in the future we might possibly be able to get something like that for others. It'd be nice. It would definitely be nice. Whether I'm reading too much into it or not, probably am. But, you know, one can hope. Again, they look pretty good. Although the hilariously impractical capes always make me laugh. They would impede your movement far too much. But still, they look good. They look decent. And I like the return of the weird winged face helmet, implemented quite well in this case. So I'm okay with it. A Calgar Dreadnought would have been badass, admittedly, but I like the sculpt and I like the model enough for the Primaris version that I can let it go. I can let it go. We also have a new Chaos Lord, which is absolutely immense. I'm so happy about this. So this is a guy called Haarken Worldclaimer, who has said that the world of Vigilus will fall to the War Master within 80 days. I like it. He's positive, proactive. He's obviously got his job and he's going for it. The model is dead good. I absolutely love this thing. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's the right balance of kind of chaos ornate without being too without it just looking like it's normal armour that's had bits stuck on it. That's my main gripe with the Chaos kits at the moment. They kind of look like slightly more ornate power armour, but with added spikes. This looks like it was built to be like this. It looks more fluid, it looks more dynamic. It's still got the spikes, obviously. You've got to have a few spikes in there, but I don't know, the pose of it, just the general feel of this is really good. I really like this thing, and it's a little tricky to tell just because of the pose, but again I feel like they're being slightly, like the size is being slightly increased. They're not Primaris height, but this looks like it's quite a bit bigger than your standard Chaos Tactical Marine, which is right. They should be a bit bigger. Yeah, there's no part of this model I don't like. The only thing I'm not 100% sold on is the kind of half helmet thing with the head sticking out. I'd prefer a full helmet, but that's just me personally. I just prefer my Marines to have helmets, not bare heads, so that's probably a lot to do with that. But it does look good. It does look really good, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes with 2 different head options anyway. I would hope so anyway. But yeah, there's some of the detail on this thing. Like the kind of the mouth grill on the front looks really nice. The spear is, to me, actually kind of reminiscent of the spear on the Chaos Lord from Age of Sigmar. The one with the big spear that he's leaning on with the 2 massive horns sticking out of his head. It kind of reminds me of that in a way. I'm interested to see what that is exactly, because that's clearly not just some like random shitter spear. It's going to be some sort of relic weapon of some kind. Be interesting to see what it does. The pose is really good. I like every part of this. There's no part of this model that I don't like. The only thing I would change is the head, and that's only a personal preference thing. The actual face mask over the front of the guy's face, that looks really good as well. So far, despite the fact that one of the things is more Primaris, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And I didn't think I was hoping for a Calgar Dreadnought, but Primaris Calgar looks really good, in fairness, and I'd have been more annoyed about it if we hadn't had what can only be described as a really, really nice looking Chaos Lord to go along with him, but we do have that, and it looks really, really good. There's just little things about this. I want this Chaos model immediately. I want it now. That's all I want. So there's also going to be a campaign book as well, a Vigilus Defiant. So that we've been saying for ages that Vigilus is going to turn into some sort of, like, it'll be a campaign setting of some kind, whether it's like a big global campaign, whether it's like a participation thing, whether it's just a book in itself. It's been set up for that since day one, and we obviously now have the confirmation of that. The interesting thing for me is that it's Imperium Nihilus Vigilus Defiant. The fact that it's Vigilus Defiant, but there is a separate title above that in the form of Imperium Nihilus, suggests to me that we're going to see more of this kind of thing. We are going to see more of these campaign books, and I'm okay with it. I'm perfectly happy with that. The more that all of this stuff is expanded on, the better. I want to see more stories, more lore, more everything out of the kind of refresh of the setting. Almost kind of technically a new setting at this point. So yeah, there's going to be an actual campaign book for it, which is quality. There's also Urban Conquest, which is a new campaign system to make modular map-based campaigns fun to play and simple to run, allowing you to build your very own urban battle maps, then fight for supremacy in interlinked battles with your friends. You won't just be battling to defeat your opponents, but also to capture strategic resources and manage your overall strategy. I like the sound of that. That's cool. The picture used for it is awesomely optimistic. No one I know is going to have a board like that, but I applaud any effort made to get close. We also have some stuff for the Genestealer Cults. They have said that you are the next codex, which good. I'm happy about that, because but otherwise it would mean a codex that didn't previously exist would come before them, which would be a bit off. But no, it's fine. They are going to be the next codex. It doesn't say when. That might be announced later on in the day, because there is something with Genestealer Cults that hasn't actually been shown on the site yet, but someone has taken a picture of. I will credit the people who took the pictures in the description down below. I can't remember your names right now, but there'll be a link to the Twitter accounts I got them from. So Genestealer Cults are getting bikes, which is awesome. Feel a little bit bad for all you Imperial Guard Rough Rider fans, because these are perfect Rough Rider fodder, and I believe you don't have those units anymore, which is kind of garbage for you. But if you are a fan of, frankly, Mad Max-esque Genestealer Cult dudes on bikes, then you're going to be pretty happy with this. They look good. They look actually functional. There's something I'm quite liking about these bikes. They look like they would work as motorcycles. Let's face it, the Space Marine bikes don't look like they would work at all, and the Orc ones aren't much better. These actually seem as though they could reasonably be used to travel across, like, even rough terrain. So I'm liking the direction they've taken with those. They look really good. There's also a Genestealer Cults quad bike as well. Hasn't been officially announced yet, but it was in one of the display cabinets and someone took a picture. We also have a bit of stuff for Wrath and Rapture. Karanak, the three-headed corn hound, looks mental, looks great, but looks mental. You do not want to get in front of that. It will mess you up quite badly. It's a pretty cool sculpt. I do like it. That is cool. There's also a nice little thing of some new Slaanesh stuff as well. So we've seen the new Fiends, and also the Harp has been revealed, that rumour engine picture that we had for a while. The Harp is being played by a Slaaneshi Demonette, obviously, and the base of it is a person whose arms are stretched above and back like that, like straight and back, and the strings are coming out of their shoulders and arms, and the top of the harp has been embedded in their flesh. So that's nice. That's nice. That's genuinely horrifying. That is some Event Horizon nightmare vision shit, and I both like it and really don't like it at the same time, which is kind of impressive. Also nice to see the fiends kind of like in a little group. They do look good, those. Again, freaky. A little bit more freaky than, like, I'm just starting to appreciate how weird this stuff is getting, and I like it. Slaanesh should be a bit weird. It should be a bit off, like more so than it currently is, in my opinion. This stuff is really weird and really off, and I really like it because of that. Well, not finally, but last couple of things. There is a new Titan, the Warbringer Nemesis Titan. Naming convention, on point for that. No different from all the others. And it features a hilariously massive gun sticking out the top of it. Beyond that, it's obviously going to be massive. It's between a Reaver and a Warlord, so it's going to cost all of your money and possibly a kidney or two as well. It looks pretty good. I do like it. That is something I will only ever appreciate from afar, because no, I'm never buying something that big, because it would take me my entire life to put it together. But I can appreciate the workmanship that's gone into it. It looks pretty good. Just the scale of those things is so daft. Little Skitari dude at the bottom, and it's just like, how does anyone paint this? Whoever painted this one did a fucking good job, I'll tell you that. It looks amazing. Some great detail on it as well. That is a solid model. Good luck if you buy it. And there's also a bit more stuff about chapter approved, and something I quite like out of this for open play, not for matched play, but you can build your own like legendary heroes for your chapters by the look of things. So that kind of added customization, maybe being able to have a reason to do some quality kit bashing, actually taking your Primaris captain and giving something that isn't just a bolt gun and a power sword. I'm in favour of that. I do like that, especially if you're someone like me who is like a narrative player, I don't do the tournament scene, I don't do the competitive gaming side of this hobby. So actually, for someone who only really plays that kind of game, that is really good. I really like the inclusion of that. A little bit of news about Grey Knights. There is a sweeping points reduction for Grey Knights, so hopefully that will do something. I know they're not in a great place at the moment. I don't know how much that will change things for them, but at least something is happening by the look of things for that. And finally, the Adeptus Sororitas are back and better than ever. There is a stratagem. We have a stratagem for the Adeptus Sororitas. So one command point, Holy Trinity even, with Bolter, Flamer and Melter is the foe purged. Use this stratagem before shooting with an Adeptus Sororitas unit in the shooting phase. If that unit targets all of its attacks at the same target, and that target was in range of at least one model in the unit firing a bolt weapon, one other model firing a flamer weapon, and one other model firing a melter weapon, add 1 to all wound rolls made for the firing unit until the end of the phase. For the purpose of this stratagem, a bolt weapon is any weapon whose profile includes the word bolt, flamer is any weapon that includes profile flamer, and melter weapon includes melter. So, Inferno pistols, hand flamers, bolt guns, it applies to all of them. I quite like that. That's cool. That's very Sisters of Battle. That's the kind of like fluffy stratagem that I like to see. So yeah, that is what we have so far from the Vigilus Open Day, which I kept calling the Weekender, and I don't know why. But yeah, that is what we have so far for the Vigilus Open Day. There will be more information later, so there will probably be another video later as well, so I can keep you all updated if you're not already. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's interesting that we have Haarken Worldclaimer. That suggests to me that perhaps we're not going to see Abaddon, and I'll be honest, that also makes me wonder about the chances of seeing like Angron or Fulgrim. I think if we're getting a Primaris Calgar and a brand new Chaos Lord, like a new model, new named character, the chances of dropping something bigger than those at the same time is kind of slim, but it's early in the day. I could be completely wrong. Be interesting to see what happens later. So there you go. Let me know what you think about the current reveals in the comments down below, and we'll be back later on with all the rest of it. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to click all of the things, Patreon, subscribe, all of that stuff. Click it if you like, and don't click if you don't want to. And I will see you for the next one. Toodaloo.